Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome along to, what day is this? Tuesday night's Late Night Agenda. You're very welcome along to the show. I'm your host Craig, and look, we've got lots to get through tonight. As always, let me start by saying hello to everyone that's in the chat. Brian, Rod, Evan, Leitrim for Sam, Liverpool FC for life. Who else we got in? Stephen Jones, Patrick Silk, Dirty Girl, Phantom Cross, Mark Richard, who we got? Mark Richard Colcla, Stephen Jones. Who else we got in? Phantom Cross I've done. I think I've got through everybody. Nice, look at me. Nice. Good. I think I've got through them. Oh, no, sorry, we've got some more. Aaron Dirks, Billy, Ben, Lorna, Harry, Thomas Gaiman, Bubble Smasher, Ethan Collins, The Irishman, Will Higgins, Solid Geezer, Vic Star, Stephen Richards, Stephen Jones, Brian Morrissey, Harry Soccer Legend, Sean W, Adam Parks, BQ, Kev Wright, Luke Mason, Harry Maddox, John Kennedy, Scotty, I think of Demolade. I think I've got it in John Irwin, Nathan Chadwick, Lorna, Nick, Riley, Luke, Siraj and Max. That's it. October. I caught you at the end there. And Ella, of course, as well. How are we, guys? Mark Henley's dropped in as well. Look, thank you. How are we? I hope you're all keeping well. There's no shying away from the fact that there's a massive, massive game in the Premier League tomorrow. We will cover it. But I wanted to start off tonight's stream, ladies and gents, by talking about something that popped up in the chat yesterday, and it got me thinking overnight, and it's something that the more I think about it, the more it annoys me. There's this modern day scenario where some people seem to be supporting a player and not so much the club, but they do profess to be fans of the club as well. So you'll go onto their Twitter pages or whatever, and they'll have Liverpool Football Club, but they will only support, and I'm just going to use Salah as an example here. I could pick any number of players, but Salah is probably the most prominent one at the moment. So they follow a player and not the club. Now, that's fine until something happens like the penalty incident the other day with Mohamed Salah, where James Milner took the penalty off him, and then all of a sudden the fans of these specific players lose their damn minds and all hell breaks loose, and then suddenly other players at the club are fair game and these guys are having a go at players of a football club they profess to support just because their star man doesn't get his way. Now, I'm sorry, but to me that doesn't sit well. I'm a fan of a football club. I support the badge. Nobody's bigger than the badge. Kenny Dalglish wasn't bigger than the badge. Gerrard wasn't bigger than the badge. Salah isn't bigger than the badge. Nobody is bigger than the badge. The club is the only constant in our lives. The club is the thing that we grew up loving. We've all fell in love with players, but first and foremost, the players are the most important, or the club is the most important thing, excuse me. Now, I don't want to say in any way, shape or form that Mohamed Salah or any other player believes that they're bigger than the club. Not for 1 second is that what I'm trying to say here. I'm having a go at, to use a phrase, the fanboys of these specific players. It's great that they love players, but when did this start creeping into our game? When did it start creeping into the football world that the people are supporting players and not so much clubs? Am I wrong that this is bugging me, guys? It's something that I've been thinking about a lot, and I wanted to get your thoughts on. So look, let's go in and see how everyone's feeling. I've got a bet on for tomorrow, said Scotty. 1-0 United. Where's the England shirt? You don't want to know my answer to that, mate. It would involve too much of a toilet paper joke. Let's just put it that way. Not English. Just have this because it's a nice Adidas shirt. It's not because of who it is. It's just I like the shirt. Demolade said, wow, 12k, congrats. Thank you, buddy. Really pleased that we've got this far. But we wouldn't have done it without everybody's support, so as always, a massive thank you for that. Haven't been around in a while. How are you? What's going on with the Mighty Reds? I'm tickety-boo, Tom, as I always say, mate. I hope you're keeping well. Okay, right, look. Rod's up. Jesus, Rod, did you wet the bed? Very early for you, mate, to be up the coffee and the croissant and all already. It's only what? I don't even want to have hazard a guess at what time it is in Australia now, buddy. Salah still should have celebrated with Milner instead of walking away, said Kev. I don't want to single out Mohamed Salah here. I do understand what you're saying, Kev, and yes, he should have, but I still think he acted professionally enough and that he didn't throw a strop. He didn't argue with James Milner. Milner took the ball. Salah looked upset about it, but we go on. Anyone in Salah's position would be disappointed not to take the penalty. Yes, but he isn't the penalty taker. The club has a penalty taker, which is James Milner. It was very unfortunate for Mohamed Salah that Fabinho picked up an injury and James Milner came onto the field. Other words, maybe Mo would have taken the penalty, but at the same time, Mo Salah winning the Golden Boot, which would be brilliant, it's nowhere near as important as Liverpool possibly winning a Premier League title. Mane's linked with Real Madrid. Look, if anybody wants to ask me what I think about any of our front three linked with anybody, the answer is always going to be not happening. So Real Madrid can kiss my ass. It's not happening. They're not having Mane, they're not having Salah, they're not having Firmino. Barca are having none of them either. Don't let it get into your head, ladies and gents. It's just gobbledygook. It's just nonsense media talk because Real Madrid are up shit creek and they're looking to do a massive rebuilding job. They were linked. There was talks of last summer that Real Madrid came in and inquired what it would take to get him, and I believe we told them something like 170 odd million plus Vinicius Jr., so basically 200 million, and that made them fuck off for a while. What's your prediction for tomorrow's game? My heart says a draw, but my head says 2-1 to City. Yeah, it's tough. Milner's the biggest penalty taker in the league. It was easily the best decision for the club, and therefore the players are more likely to win trophies. Exactly, Will. That's the point. James Milner is the vice captain. James Milner is the designated penalty taker. That's the end of it. It's as simple as that. Can you imagine the fume that might have came on Mohamed Salah if he had have taken that ball off James Milner? God forbid he missed a penalty, and then they go up the other end 5 minutes later and score an equaliser. It would have been absolute bedlam on social media, and the right thing happened. Milner took the penalty because he's the penalty taker. But look, I don't want this to be all around Mohamed Salah. I just use that as an example. You could just as easily use Neymar. We could just as easily use, well, perhaps Messi's harder to use because he's been at Barcelona his entire career pretty much. What else we got? Sorry, I'm just scrolling back through so I can get to some more of your comments. I didn't realise how far we are. Craig's 888 ad. Yes, thank you, mate. It's doing quite well, that ad, actually. I think it's had over 300,000 views, nearly 350,000 views between Twitter and YouTube, which is really good. Scary, actually, but good. Not my ad, though. It's 888's ad. I'm just happy to be a little part of it. Mate, we'd love you to do call-ins. I'll be straight and ranting about these so-called fans because the miss is getting bored of the rants now. We've looked at doing call-ins before, and you know, it's definitely something we can bring back, Jordan. It's just maybe when we started doing it, the channel hadn't grown enough and we weren't able to attract enough people to get a constant supply of callers. But it's very easy for us to do. We have this sounds really cheesy, but we have the technology. I don't know, what is that from the $6 Million Man or something? Yeah, we have the technology, so it can be done. It's definitely something we can look at doing next season. And it's probably something we should do on match days and the post-match shows. So why not, Jordan? Why not? Let me just put that to Connor, because I just come up with the ideas and then tell you that we have the technology and then say to Connor, make it happen. And like a little magician, he does make it happen because he's that damn good. Nobody bigger than the club or our fans, said Lorna. I have a feeling Burnley will take points from City, said Jack. Craig, why aren't you in Redman TV? Because they've got their own thing. They're doing really well. I've got my own thing. Not doing anywhere near as well, but relatively new. Yeah, that's why. There's no real great answer to it, mate. Redman TV were around long before we started, and best of luck to them in doing what they're doing. We have our little thing on here, and you know, best of luck to us with what we're doing. Rod said, don't ask what your club can do for you. Ask what you can do for your club. There you go, sir. Need a Discord. There is a Discord group somewhere, Sean. I just don't think we bother our arse with it, to be fair, if I'm being blunt. There's a Discord group, definitely a Discord group. One does exist. I'm just really haven't got the time these days to pop in and out of it, but there is one. Your channel's amazing. Keep up the good work. Thank you, mate. But it's only amazing because of the subscribers that we have. I keep saying it. It's the chat that makes the channel good, because all I do is read out what's written there. If it wasn't written there, nobody'd be here, so there you go. But thank you, I appreciate that, and I'm sure the rest of the group does. I know a friend who dislikes Juventus because Ronaldo plays there. Or, excuse me, who likes Juventus, because Ronaldo plays there. Yep, that doesn't surprise me, and that's this new phenomenon. And somebody pointed out to me, maybe if we have some American viewers watching, somebody pointed out to me that this is more common in America, perhaps, with American sports than it is over here with football. I don't know if that's right or wrong. Criticising Milner doesn't make you a fanboy. Okay. I'm going to try and not lose my temper here, Abdallah, because you seem to be really focusing in on the Milner Salah incident here. And criticising Milner makes you a cunt, by the way. It doesn't just make you a fanboy, it makes you an absolute prick. Because James Milner is the penalty taker. So what you've got to be critical of him for, I do not know. You absolute clown. He is the fucking penalty taker. What part of that can you not wrap your head around, mate? So being critical of the man that has been instructed by the manager to take the penalties absolutely makes you a fucking fanboy. And it makes you a gobshite to boot. Did somebody say food, said Stephen Richards. LFC, do you know what? You're just a fucking idiot, mate. Honestly, that comment has wound me up so much. You can just fuck off, honestly. Craig, I'm a Liverpool fan, not a player fan. I shat myself. The fox when I sat out the back. What was I? I shat myself with the fox I saw out my back. Sorry, didn't know where that was going. Do you think United will try and do us a favour tomorrow? Don't look at it like they're trying to do us a favour. They've got something to play for themselves. The manager needs top four to get players in or to get more players in. The players needed to secure wages. There was talk of maybe a 25% cut in their wages if they don't secure Champions League football. Then they also have the fact that it's a derby and they're at home, and they also have the fact that they're coming off a humiliating 4-0 loss at Spurs or at Everton. So no, they don't have to do us a favour, mate. They've got to do themselves one. And if it benefits us, that's sound. I mean, I'll take that, no problem. But don't look at it like the fans have any influence on this whatsoever, because I've seen a lot of people try to say that they're just going to roll over and let Manchester City beat them. That cannot be the case. I think it's fans in Egypt that get excited, and look, they're absolutely right to be excited about Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah is an absolutely wonderful footballer. I love him, and it's great to have him at the football club, but he is an employee of the football club. He's here to do a job not for Mohamed Salah but for Liverpool Football Club. Now Mohamed Salah and his own fame, if you want to use that, he uses it wonderfully, and I've nothing but love and good things to say about the guy. This isn't really just about Mohamed Salah. Steph said, getting tired of so many Egyptian fans crying about Milner taking the penalty. I don't know if it was all Egyptian fans, mate. I haven't got the right to say that. But what I can say is anybody, like the guy I've just had a little go at there a second ago, anybody having a go at Milner for taking the penalty is an idiot because he's the penalty taker. Don't think it's a biggie, Craig. Suppose it's neutral, global sport now. Sure, lots of Senegalese supporting LFC now because of Mane, Keita. And see, that's great, and yes, it does bring a lot of different nationalities and a lot of attention on the club, and there's a reason why clubs somehow sign or sometimes sign specific players. And yes, they can absolutely love Sadio Mane, Naby Keita, Mohamed Salah, Bobby Firmino, whoever the hell it is, but not at the detriment to other players at the club. So I mean, yeah, if things don't go the way for your player, that's grand. But don't then have a go at other players at the football club. That's unacceptable. Have you seen the Ozil cult? No, I haven't, thankfully. I've actually struggled to find that one actually exists. Anyone have any idea why Fabinho takes no penalties? He was great at them at Monaco. He did take one in pre-season, I believe, and he missed it. But not that has any bearing on why he doesn't take them for Liverpool. I'm just pointing out. James Milner's the club's designated penalty taker, absolutely. We'll get to the transfer stuff, JMC, in a couple of minutes, but mate, don't worry. But Brian O'Leary said, all this talk for fans about saying United will get battered makes me think there's going to be a shock result tomorrow. I don't know why. I'm so fucking nervous about this game tomorrow. Really nervous about it. Salah will score 4 against Huddersfield and this will all be forgotten. Again, I think we're concentrating too much on the Mohamed Salah part of this. Maybe it's because Connor put him in the thumbnail, but it's not just about it. I'm just wondering, is this a new phenomenon? If it's something that maybe came in or over the last couple of years that I haven't noticed, but when did it become okay to... Not okay. When did it become the norm to criticise other players at the same club because your player doesn't get things to work out from... it just bugs me. I just can't understand it. What do you think of Andy Ruiz and negotiations to fight Joshua? I'm waiting like everybody else, Kev, to see who he does fight, because you've heard a couple of names mentioned. Hunter, Ruiz, Luis Ortiz. I'm just waiting like everybody else, mate, to see who he does fight. Craig, forget Barca, they won't know what's coming. Oh, I'm so looking forward to those two games, by the way, against Barca. That's going to be brilliant. Right, look, let's move on from this because it seems it's triggered a few people. And it seems that although I wanted to keep it away from Mohamed Salah, I think it keeps coming back to Mohamed Salah, and I don't want this to be an anti-Egyptian, anti-Mohamed Salah type of thing because we love Mo. We absolutely adore Mohamed Salah. I don't want this to be an attack on Egyptian fans, and I don't. It's not about a nationality. What I'm trying to say is it's not against the nationality. It's against like a Neymar fanboy or a Salah fan or support the club. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. I know it's a long-winded way I'm going about it, but I don't understand the psychology of supporting a player and not a club. Maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe it's because we were brought up in different parts of the world or at different times, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old school. Are you doing a watch along? Yes, I am doing a watch along of the Manchester United derby tomorrow with the Manchester derby. Probably starting about 7:40, 7:45, 15, 20 minutes before kickoff. I'm purposely trying to leave it as late as I can to make sure that the people scanning around for copyright, because I imagine they're going to be out in their droves tomorrow trying to pull down anything that looks like it might be a stream. So I'm going to leave it late to come on, but we definitely will be doing a watch along. I can't promise you what it'll be like. I'm going to be nervous. I spoke to you guys about this last night. I'm usually not nervous watching Liverpool because I have full belief in our boys, but it's not in our hands tomorrow. It's down to a United team that I've got absolutely no faith in against the Manchester City side that I don't know what to expect. So it's going to be interesting. Fanboys can fuck off, said Phantom Cross. If you took a poll, LFC fans, the majority would want Milner to take penalties because of his record. Exactly. Now, don't get me wrong. If this was flipped on its head and Mohamed Salah was the designated penalty taker, I would be saying 100% Salah should be taking that penalty, but we know that James Milner, if he's on the field, does take the penalties. Now, I suppose we can move on past that one. A bit of transfer gossip, because I know we all love a bit of transfer news as well. I feel a little bit bad now that I went a bit harsh on that guy earlier on. I just got really wound up by it. I probably owe him an apology. If you're watching me, I'm an emotional dude. Sometimes I may go over the top, so I do apologise. I did have a bit of a rant at you. For that, I apologise. I didn't mean to. I'm just a passionate fella, as I said. So look, if I was wrong, I apologise, mate. I hope you accept the apology. If you don't, I understand. I can be a cunt at times, but hey, we're all faults. We all have faults at some point. Anyway, more stories have emerged from Germany linking the Reds to a summer move for Julian Brandt. I keep saying Julian because I know they don't say Julian in Germany, as far as I'm aware. It's widely believed there's a clause in his Leverkusen contract that means he's available for around £22 million this summer. Now, October got very excited in our WhatsApp conversation earlier on when somebody mentioned Julian Brandt, because October thinks he'd be absolutely perfect and she absolutely adores him. What do people think? Do you believe there's any truth in this? Would you like Julian Brandt to come to Liverpool? Is he what we need? We know that Jurgen Klopp was interested in him a couple of seasons ago. I'll leave it up to you guys. It's a squad game. Spurs got lucky. You could say it was luck. It was also an amazing strike from Christian Eriksen. So there is that as well. Unless I missed something right at the end of the game, by the way, because I did leave with a couple of minutes to go. Fuck him, said Stephen Richards. Will you be celebrating a United goal for the first time in your life? It depends on the circumstance, I suppose, Sassy. It depends. If it's an early goal, I don't know if I'll celebrate an early goal. If it's a goal right at the death, possibly. I'll tell you what though, if they get out of it with any type of a result, it's fucking party time in my head. I'm telling you that now. Tomorrow night's late night agenda will be me with bells and whistles and fairy lights and sparkles and laughing and singing and joking if they pick up anything. I don't care that there's 3 games to go. If they drop points tomorrow, it's back in our hands, and that's all that we can ask for. Let's just wait and see what happens. Firmino's the most versatile attacker in the world, can play anywhere in the front line, playmaker or midfield. I love Bobby Firmino, mate. He's not in the chat, Sabrina. Sorry, you're wasting your time asking about parkour. Connor's not in the chat, so he can't see your little comment. You keep pronouncing Julian because that's the proper way to pronounce it, and I will riot if you don't. See, there you go. I've learned a little bit October. I'm never changing Kimmich though. That's never changing. It's always going to be Kimmich. Always. What have I missed? Can we start again? Not quite, Peter, unfortunately, buddy. Param said, do you know Liverpool Football Talk? The guy who keeps saying, go get it, baby. And kicks his straw hat every time we score. Is this Sean, the gentleman from Canada? Param, is that the guy you're talking about? I'm terrible at remembering the name of people's accounts. Sorry, I know people by their names. If it's Sean, then yes, I've had a conversation with Sean. I had a phone call with him. I do know Sean. I don't know if there's a follow-up to that, buddy, but yes, I do know the gentleman you're talking about. Brandt is the perfect sign if the price is right, said SDC. Julian Brandt, yes please, said Stephen Richards. If Brandt's a squad player, then yes, said Siraj. Delit would be great with VVD. Indeed he would, mate. He'd be absolutely perfect. Gary Ritter said he'd fit our style of play. Craig, love your passion. It makes you a very passionate, loyal Liverpool fan. Thank you. I do feel bad though, because I know at times I let that get the better of me. Sometimes I'm able to bite my tongue. Sometimes I've never ever used my Asperger's as an excuse on a stream, ever. But I just want to explain the way it works in my head. So if like, I hate doing this, but I want to be honest. If, like the incident earlier on, something festers and I don't get out straight away, so if I let it build up in my head for a few seconds, it gets worse and worse and worse, and then pop. As I said, I don't want to ever hide behind that, but I just want to sometimes explain why I'm a narky fucker from time to time. Because if something riles me and I don't get it out or don't confront it straight away, it builds up and it gets worse. And as I said, I do apologise. My intention is never to be horrible towards anybody, unless of course they come in and be horrible towards us, in which case they're going to get destroyed. But if they just come in to say hello, then that never is my intention. And I do feel bad. Sometimes I've left streams where I've watched back, I've read back, and I've just thought, that's over the top, mate. But I'm learning. I'm trying to learn as I go along. Julian Brandt looks to be linked to Liverpool, so probably an 80% chance of signing him, said FK. Do you know anywhere that would be good to practice parkour, said my wife. United 2, City 2, said Nathan Wright. Come on, Man City, said Yanni. Takes a real man to apologise like you did. I don't think it does, to be fair. I think I've always said respect should be a minimum, and if I'm guilty of not showing that respect, I should be called out the same as anybody else, to be fair. Impulse control is a struggle for many. Oh, Liz, at home I'm a nut job, honestly. Sometimes my wife just lets me go on rants, just ignores me. I think United could earn some respect if they do a job on City, like they did in 95 against Blackburn. Like we did for them, in 95 against Blackburn, said Billy. There is that as well, absolutely. 275 in the chat. Get a free beer from Craig if we win, lose, or if they win or draw tomorrow night. Yeah, Connor said you get a round in if United drop, or if United take points off City tomorrow night, Sam. So there you go. He's not here to say otherwise, so Connor said you get a round in. Salah will never leave this club, says Joanne, or anytime soon, which he won't. I agree. Yanni said boo Liverpool. That's okay, mate. We're not all Liverpool fans, but look, you're welcome to come in. It's probably the most polite trolling, Yanni, that I've ever seen. Boo Liverpool, mate. I'll take that type of trolling all day long. Did you hear about Grujic being linked? Yes, I do have that news as well, so thank you for that one. Who was it? Just want to give credit for it. Mark Henley. Mark, you're always really good on this stuff, mate. Thank you. So yeah, rumours are circulating that Atletico Madrid are interested in signing Marko Grujic from Liverpool. ESPN believe that Liverpool value the lad at somewhere around the £40 million mark, having bought him for 5.1 million. Sounds mad when you think about that. The report also suggests that Atletico see him as an ideal replacement for Saul Niguez and Rodri, who look likely to move on. Now, anything that I've read on Marko Grujic, it's always suggested or leaned towards Liverpool loaning him out for another season. Most likely to a club that's going to participate in the European competition next year. That always made sense to me because personally, and I'd love to know what you guys think, I always thought that Marko Grujic had a future at Liverpool Football Club. And I think, if memory serves me correct, the club the club gave him a contract extension before he moved on loan to Hertha Berlin. I love Marko Grujic. When he fills into his full adult body, and I know he's 23, 24 now, so he's getting there, he's going to be a monster in midfield. He's a big unit of a guy. And I think having him learning alongside Fabinho or training with Fabinho in the long term, I think it's a good option. I don't want the club to sell him personally. Now look, if they did sell him, if Jurgen Klopp decided he wasn't for us and he was going to move him on, then 40 million is a massive amount of money to pay for somebody who you got for 5 million and loaned out. So there is that aspect to it. We know Michael Edwards and Liverpool have been very good in their sales, but I still think he's got a future at the club. Craig, would you reckon the atmosphere in Liverpool next Wednesday night would be amazing? I'm thinking of going. Are we talking about in the city itself, Gareth? Are you thinking of going to if you're talking about the screening of the semi-final, I can highly recommend going to the screenings. Having been to the quarterfinals and semi-finals last year, brilliant, really, really good. It happens to me, Craig. I have the same as you. I have Asperger's syndrome. I do know that, Scotty, yeah, and I'm glad that it's not just me that goes through the same type of things. Uncle Fester, just kidding, love you, mate. Do you know what? You might think this is fucking hilarious, but the first person to ever call me Uncle Fester, and I don't want to call him my stepfather because I would never view him as my stepfather because my mother only married him after I married my own wife, so I was raised by my own father, but my stepfather, for want of a better term, was the first person to ever call me Uncle Fester. So yeah, it's always made me giggle whenever anybody else calls me that. You've no need to be sorry, you did nothing wrong. I appreciate that. I still think I was very harsh. De Gea looking sharp in training, please, said V8 Dijk. We helped them out, yeah, we did. And I think some United fans are forgetting that. And I posted on social media today from the Anfield Agenda Twitter account that, okay, there's a lot of United fans that would like United to lose. But put it this way, what if United did lose to City tomorrow? And what if City were to go and drop points at Burnley and we won the league? So we'll have won the league, United will have missed out on top 4, and they'll have got beaten by their bitter rivals. It wouldn't make for a great season, would it? I think sometimes these fans are a little bit short-sighted at times. If this was Liverpool and we were in that position, as a Liverpool fan, my only concern would be my club getting into the Champions League. Yes, it would hurt that it was going to do Manchester United a favour, but as somebody's pointed out, we've been there before with Blackburn. You have to take the view of your own club on this. You can only look at it, if you're a Manchester United fan, from the point of view that you need those points to get into the Champions League, and you need to rebuild, and your club is 7 years now since the last Premier League title, could easily get to 10, 12, 13 years, so they need to rebuild. No screening, that's really fucking shit. Why is there no screening? No screening of the semi-final makes fucking no sense to me whatsoever. We had such fun in the city for those screenings last year. Honestly, out on the streets afterwards, and maybe that's why. After the semi-final against Roma, it was mad. People were standing on buses and on top of vans, and it was great around Anfield. But yeah, I'm very surprised to learn there's no screening. I nearly booked flights assuming that there was going to be. He's been Hertha Berlin's top man, said Brian. Wants to stay in Germany, not going to happen from at Liverpool. I don't know, man. And look, this is all about opinions, of course, Brian, but I don't know. I think it might happen from at Liverpool, but he's been great in Germany, and as October pointed out, and we've read, Hertha's manager reckons he's the best midfielder that has been at their club for many a year. I was going to name a number, but I couldn't remember if he said 10, 15 or 20 years. Wolves going to be a very scary game, but can't wait to go, said Alex Redo. You've no idea how jealous I am that you're going to that game, considering we're going to be in the city anyway that day. But look, I'll take being in the city. I'll take being around there if something happens. Still looking for somewhere to meet up. We're still looking to confirm a point to meet and a point to hopefully film with everybody. So anybody that wants to meet up with us for that one, we won't forget, we are working on it. And we will hopefully have somewhere more confirmed as we get a bit closer. If Burnley take points off City, I'll write a handwritten apology to Ben Mee, said October. And I'll make sure that you do. Hello, Craig, mate. House tricks just come in. What are we talking about tonight? People watching the Barca, they ain't looking like anything special. Yeah, they've rested Messi as well, haven't they? Messi was on the bench when I checked. I don't think Barcelona are anything super special. They're a very good team, and any team that has Lionel Messi in it, Felipe Coutinho, Ousmane Dembele, Luis Suarez, I mean, I could keep naming them, Ivan Rakitic, Andre Ter Stegen, you have to respect them. But I still think over 2 legs, second leg being at Anfield, I think we'll get the better of them. Brian said he was a clown, talking shite all night. He was 5 minutes away from getting kicked. Oh, in that case, I don't feel too bad about booting him out. I didn't realise he had prior comments. Fuck it, spend 80 million on De Ligt and 70 million on Werner. I don't think you need to spend 70 million on Werner, Dirty Girl. I think his price is probably around the 40 to 50 mark. Excuse me, with 1 year left on his contract, so the 80 million on De Ligt is probably about right though, and will be worth every fucking penny for whoever spends it. F.A. Taser said, I've got many symptoms of autism and my parents think I've autism as well. I have very low empathy, so won't get that upset when somebody in my family dies. Yeah, that kind of varies, mate, from person to person. Like, I have a lot of empathy for people. But like you've said, if somebody in my own family dies, I don't personally get too upset about it, but I would feel bad for other people. It varies. Autism, the spectrum of autism is so varied, mate, that very rarely any two people are the same. But look, I don't want to tell your parents what to do, buddy. It's not my place to do so. But it's thankfully easier to pick up these days. That's all I can say. Kev Wright said I'm 30 minutes away from Anfield, so if we win anything, I'll be there in a shot to celebrate. What happened to you and Ben Mee? He broke Joe Gomez's leg, mate, with the tackle. That's what she's talking about. Remember, put some sugar on me. Pour some sugar on me. I'm not going to sing it. I was going to sing it. I'm not going to sing it. Who moderates the moderators? Brian Morrissey has been put in charge of moderating the moderators. Why? Have we got an issue? Please do let me know, Lillian, if there's an issue. Happy to address it. United 3, City 0 tomorrow, said Damien. Oh, I'm not going to lie, mate. There's probably a 90% chance I'm getting naked if that happens. If United are 3-0 up against City, yeah, sorry. There's probably a 90% chance I'm getting naked if that happens. I think Karius deserves a second chance at the club. I've nothing against Loris Karius, mate. I hope he has a wonderful career. I just don't think he's going to make it at Liverpool, particularly because we've Alisson Becker. I mean, he's not going to come in and play second fiddle. He's too young. He's got a whole career ahead of him. He's not going to want to come in and be a backup goalkeeper. So for that reason, I think if he comes back from Besiktas, he'll be moved straight on. And I've seen some talk of German clubs being interested in him, but I have absolutely no bad will towards Loris Karius whatsoever. What happened to him in the final could have happened to anybody. Okay, what else we got? Apparently my son's lost the plot downstairs wearing Batman sunglasses and doing his Lego Batman voice. He gets that from his daddy, do you know what I mean? Can't go to the city in the last day of the season and going to Venice the next day. Nice, Adam. Have a great time, buddy. Hopefully you're celebrating anyway when you're over there. Can you really see United beating City? Really? No. I'll take a draw though, mate. That's the thing. We don't need them to beat them. We just need them to get a draw. Like you though, Mr. Cleaner, my prediction was for, well, you have 3-2 City, I had 2-1 City. My head does think Manchester City will win the game, but a point will do us. We need a Man United ref to ref the Bank Derby. Where's Howard Webb? Get him out. We have to remember Barcelona playing the league. It's a much lower standard than the Premier League, said Stephen Richards. Actually, there's a lot of people who would argue that one. Christopher, sorry, so can any mods on here let me know what happened to my mod status? I haven't been on in a while. Yes, I removed it, mate. Happy to give it back to you though. I always do this. I always check up. Let me just give it back to you and then I'll explain. There you go, buddy. It's back with you. What I do is I go through every couple of months and go through the list of mods. And if people haven't been in a while, I just remove it because it makes it easier for us. But look, it's back there now, buddy. And congratulations with the baby. So beautiful. Love it. Love that you've had a baby. I hope mother and child are doing well, and daddy as well, of course. Thing about Barca is they attack. We love teams attacking, which is true. Andre Mariner is the derby ref. Don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. And I mean that from the point of view of I can't remember too much about Andre Mariner. Really admire the way you dealt with the conditions. Love your honesty. Thank you, mate. I only got diagnosed at, what am I now, 37, 33 maybe, something like that. So yeah, I went through my entire life, my entire schooling, knowing I was different, not knowing why I was different, just knowing I felt different. And when we got my son diagnosed, it was roughly around the same time I got diagnosed. So yeah, it's been a life changer in a good way. It's allowed me to feel a bit more confident. It's allowed me to get onto Twitter. It's allowed me to start doing Liverpool content. And 3 years ago, I wouldn't be sitting here. There's no way, not a hope. But look, I am, and I'm glad I am. So, yay! Shit myself for tomorrow, said Eganito. Feel strange. Yeah, I'm the same. All day, I've been just thinking, why isn't the fucking match tonight? Why isn't the match tonight? It's horrible, this not being in our own hands. It's horrible having to rely on a favour from United, or Burnley, or Leicester, or Brighton. If anything, actually, do you know that win tonight for Spurs makes Brighton at least maybe have to go to the last day of the season with something on it. If United win, could you river dance and Ric Flair at the same time? I'll give it a bash. I could try it, mate. Don't know how it'll end up, but I could try it. I think the pressure Karius will be under coming back would be enormous. Jurgen may like the idea, but not sure it'd be right for the lads. Said Gonads. Bart Clattenburg should ref the derby. What a biased ref. He's not a ref in the Premier League anymore. He was over in Saudi Arabia or somewhere, I think, last I heard. Do I like quavers? No, I don't. Can I be a mod? I've been in the stream for so long. We don't need any more GTM boss, mate, to be honest. We have lots of mods in the chat. Some might say too many. I don't. I think we've got just the right amount. What else have I got? Subi, the title was pretty self-explanatory, buddy. It was about people supporting players and not the club, or not our club, not just our club, just people being a fan of, say, Messi, Neymar, Salah, Firmino, and not so much being a fan of the club and then turning on other players within the club. That's pretty much what it was about. If Liverpool get to the Champions League final, would you go to the city of Liverpool? No, not for that. I won't be able to. Finances won't allow, I'm afraid. I'm going over the 12th of May. I've got family holidays coming up. Finances are tight as it is, so no, unfortunately there'll be no trip. But I'll be here on the channel, which is hopefully a second option, maybe. Cheese and onion or salt and vinegar? Come on. To an Irishman, has to be cheese and onion. Who do you think is the most improved player for us? I think Matip, said Kevin. He's been immense. I would say Gini Wijnaldum, Kevin, but Matip's a great show, and there's no denying he's been fantastic since he's come in. It's a good question, actually. Let's put that one to the group, if you don't mind. Who do you guys think has been the most improved player so far this season for Liverpool? It's a really good question. Those were the days, my friend. We took the Stretford End, we took the Shed, North Bank and Highbury, said Gonads. My Barca predictions 1-1, Messi and Mane, said Stephen Jones. Why do I feel like Burnley will help us? A lot of people, Siraj. Is it Siraj? Was that Siraj's comment? Let me just double check. No, it wasn't Siraj, it was Param. A lot of people may feel that way, that Burnley might be the ones to take a point off City. And do you know what? I'd happily take that. Craig, do you truly believe we'll gain maximum points? Oh, absolutely, Siraj. 100%. As soon as we got through the Spurs, Chelsea, and was it Fulham or Southampton? Southampton, I think. As soon as we got through that group of games, that was it for me. I was confident we'd win the rest. Friday, without trying to be arrogant, it should be a handy 3 points against Huddersfield, a relegated Huddersfield. And then you're looking at Newcastle away, which is always a difficult place to go, of course. And then Wolves at home, another difficult final game. But yeah, I really do, mate. I'm not just saying it to, come on and act big. I genuinely do. Connor said 8 dislikes. Are they salty Salah fans? I would imagine so, mate. You've opened up an absolute can of worms by using Salah in that image. But I love it, and you know I love it. 3-1 City, said press Salah tomorrow. Kios, Stephen, I have them downstairs for you, mate. I've already bought them. I'm struggling to figure out how I can get them over to the UK because we've only got hand luggage, but I have bought them. They are downstairs. I hope we can all be here in the stream celebrating if we win the Champions League. As do I, STC, as do I. Do you guys want to hear something really funny? So, you know the way we went and I filmed that clip with 888 and it's on Twitter. And the last time I checked on Twitter, that clip had, I think, 156,000 views, something like that, which is brilliant in itself. But the rant from the other night about why people hate Liverpool or why people don't want Liverpool to win the league, that little rant that Connor pulled and put as a 2-minute 20 clip, that's up on Twitter as well. And amazingly, and I can't believe I'm saying this, that so far has had like 165,000 views. It's beaten the 888 clip, which is mental considering it cost us nothing. Yeah, mad, isn't it? That's probably the first thing that the channel's had that's gone kind of viral. And I'm so proud. I'm so proud of all of us. I'm so proud of everyone that shared it for us, that liked it, that commented on it. And usually when something like that goes out, I get a tirade of abuse. Is it tirade? Is that the word? I get loads of abuse anyway. I get called everything under the fucking sun. But this time, it's been really nice, honestly. I've got so many lovely comments saying, well said, we agree. And it's really nice to hear. It's been a weird week for me personally because I've gone for so long with abuse. And I've always been able to handle abuse. I mean, it's sound. I know it's par for the course when you're on here. If you put yourself out in public, you put yourself out there to be judged. And I take it on the chin. But I'm not used to nice comments. Apart from the guys in here, I'm not used to it. So this week has been a real turning point in that the channel has got a lot of nice things said about it. And that means a lot. Yeah, I don't really get emotional much. But this week has been a strange week. It's been a really cool week, but a strange week. What, burger or pizza and Wijnaldum? Oh, burger or pizza. Oh, that's a difficult one, man. You picked my two favourite foods there, Nathan. Do you know what? I'd probably lean towards pizza, mate. But it's a damn difficult call. Damn difficult. Connor, Sabrina wants to know where she could possibly go to get some parkour training. She heard rumours that there's a parkour expert floating around Wexford somewhere. Iranian Pride, I think Robertson is a great boy. He's so good, mate, isn't he? He's so good. To think he was basically a swap for Kevin Stewart is just disgusting when you think about it like that. But yeah, he's brilliant. Param reckons 2-2 tomorrow. That was on YouTube before as an ad. I sat and watched it again. Yeah, it is on YouTube. I think they have put it as an ad. I think the ad has had like 160,000 views, something like that. But yeah, it's mad. It's the first little viral thing the channel's had. Guys, look, if you're new to the channel, welcome. It's great to have you with us tonight. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Don't forget, we'll have a watch along of the Manchester Derby tomorrow on the channel, starting from about 7:40. If you like what you're seeing and you're enjoying the chat, please do hit that subscribe button. All of our content is free. We do nightly streams, match day watch alongs, transfer news coming up over the summer as well. So we do hope you stay with us. We do appreciate you giving us a try. But don't forget, hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the stream. You did well in the 888 clip. You had complete clowns all around you. Do you know what, Joe? I tried to be nice about this, right? I tried to be nice about that 888 filming session. When I meet anybody, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. When I meet people, I take them at face value, and I sit down with them, and I treat everyone the same. I give everybody a chance. So the three people that I filmed that video with: Expressions, the Spurs fan, superstar, love him, couldn't be any nicer. Adam, the Manchester United fan, didn't really talk to him that much, so can't really give you that much of a view. But the Manchester City fan, Stephen, he's a difficult one. When you talk to him off camera, not about Manchester City stuff, very nice guy, really nice guy. when we started talking about football, I almost felt as if he was trying to speak down to me, and maybe I'm imagining it. I just felt he was a bit arrogant, and I don't like arrogant people. And as I said, I don't know him off stream or off camera. I had a few minutes to chat with him. He seemed a nice enough guy, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think in that clip he came across well. That's just my opinion on it. I think he came across as a bit bitter, a little bit arrogant maybe. I mean, he tried to accuse Liverpool fans and me of being arrogant because I backed my club. I don't know. To me, and I'm saying this, I'm going to be consistent about this, Manchester City are fucking irrelevant to me. I'm never going to give them any recognition. Never, ever, ever, ever give them any recognition. I despise the club. Not the fans. Nothing against the fans. Nothing against the players. I just don't like the hierarchy of that club. We've been so professional and consistent this season. Truly it would be a pity if we ended up with no trophies. Seem to have a bit of luck at times, so I'm optimistic about getting some silverware. Okay, what else we got? Almost 300 people watching. Wow, welcome to everyone that is watching. Great to have you with us. Any comments, please put them in the chat. Anything you want to talk about, love to know. This is your show. I always say that to people. Late Night Agenda is your show. It's subject matter is your chat, so do let me know what you want to talk about. Like the stream or Liverpool loses on Wednesday, said Alpha G. There you go. Good old blackmail, mate. Nothing like a bit of blackmail. Mohammed, how are you, sir? Welcome. Great to have you in, Mohammed Hassan. Thank you for joining. Thought so too, Craig, said Danny. Expressions was sound. Went to meet him after Leicester played Spurs. Love him. I can't say enough good things about him, honestly. He's a force of nature, and he is just a lovely. He's mad as a box of frogs in a nice way. And I mean that as a massive compliment to him. I have a little bit of a bromance with Expressions. I'm not going to lie. I really took to the guy. He's nice. I hope to do a little bit with him next season as well. He's a good dude. I like Expressions. And I only found out afterwards that he's actually the brother of the guy Rants that works with Mark on the United Stand. Rants and Bands. I didn't know that until afterwards. Weird how stuff works out, isn't it? Checkbook Charlie, said Stephen Richards. Man City is everything wrong with modern football, said SDC. When you said that VVD was the best defender in the world, he denied it so fast. It's not that he denied it as much, Alex. It's the way that, because I had the cheek to say the VVD has been the best defender in the world, that makes all of a sudden I'm an arrogant fucker and that Liverpool fans are deluded. He is the best defender in the world at the minute. That isn't it. He's the best centre back in the world. And if you don't know that or believe that, you're fooling yourself. Do you know what I mean? That's the whole point about this. If that argument had have been about Manchester City having a better midfield than Liverpool, I would have said, probably, yeah. Do you know what? Maybe. You have a very good midfield. I think you're right to make that argument. But we weren't talking about that. He was talking about Salah, and then he moved on to Van Dijk, and he said, oh, Liverpool fans think Van Dijk's the best defender in the world. Well, he is. Simple. He is. Started following Boya on our way. Good stream. Love him. Boya's a top man. Anthony's an absolute lovely fella. One of my favourite things that has happened since we started this outside of our own stream is getting to know Boya. Can't speak highly enough of him. I love his channel. I love the effort he puts into it. I love his passion for his club. And I have a soft spot for the club as well. Leicester City, very nice club. So do give Boya a subscription if you don't already, because you're missing out. Great content, great lad. And hopefully you'll hear more of Anthony next season as we play Leicester twice. And no doubt we'll have him on. That City fan sounded like a cunt, said Scotty. I didn't see it, but apparently he had a little word to say about the little ranty video that I was talking about there, the one that we released, where I was saying opposition fans, blah blah blah. Apparently I didn't read his comments because he's not worth my time. Apparently he had a little rant. Connor told me, and I wouldn't let him send it to me because I didn't want to see it. Because if I seen it, I'd probably go off on one, and I don't want to go off on one on social media again. Right, what have we got? Adam, who saw Charlie Nicholas's interview about Billy McNeill? Billy McNeill, yeah. It was beautiful. It was from the heart, and that's all you can say. Whatever you think of Charlie Nicholas, I don't know. I don't have much of an opinion on him, but Billy McNeill meant something to him, obviously, and it was wonderful. I think openly crying about something like that is a wonderful thing. If you show your emotion, I'm always up for showing your emotion. So yeah, it's a very sad day for Celtic Football Club. I don't know much about Celtic and their history because I've never paid much attention to Scottish football. But you can see how much that man meant to the club and his fellow Lisbon Lions. So yeah, rest in peace. That's all I can really say on that one. Our defence is better than City's. It is. I would absolutely agree with that, mate. I would absolutely agree our defence is better than City's. I hate to admit it, Van Dijk is the best centre-back in the world, said BCSS Dragons. Exactly, or Dragana. That's it, mate. If I didn't believe it, I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't come out and say, for instance, that Jordan Henderson's the best midfielder in the world, or that, give me another player. I wouldn't say that Bobby Firmino's the best centre-forward in the world, even though he's my favourite player at the club. I try to give an honest assessment of what I see. I was in the Goldbridge stream before chatting, do it for the Reds, and he had phone-ins with the fans. You should think about doing some. Yeah, somebody mentioned it earlier on, Farr. We probably should do it in our post-match streams from next season. There's no reason we can't. We tried it before, it fell on its arse, but that was because the channel was much, much, much smaller when we tried it. So I'm happy to do it, of course. Getting you guys more involved is the whole point of this channel. So if post-match phone-ins is something you guys want to do, fuck it, why not? I mean, the more the merrier. I'm absolutely up for that. He says, knowing that Connor's going to have to do all the work. I hate to admit it. Yep, done that one already. Can somebody link the video that you're talking about? Which one is this, Android? If it's our one, the clip is on our channel. It's 2 minutes 20 seconds. If it's the 888 one, just check 888 Sport on Twitter or on YouTube, and you'll see it there. You'll see a guy in a green and blue retro Manchester City shirt. And why do all neutrals not want Liverpool to win the league? Something like that. And there's more of these clips coming, by the way. That was just the first of the 888 clips. We've another 3 or 4 segments to come out, so keep an eye out for them. Craig, appreciate it, man. My pleasure, Anthony. I wouldn't say it, mate, if I didn't believe what I was saying, Anthony. I've been so complimentary, mate. I genuinely think you're a top lad. Really, I do. You hate DT. Rants has beef with DT. Rants has brothers with expressions. You like expressions. It was written in the stars. Yeah. I did know that that expressions wasn't a fan of DT because he told me. So we did have that to bond over, yes. Mr. Double Initials, we did have that to bond over. But I don't know how anybody is a fan of that lad, honestly. DT, I'm talking about here, by the way. Obviously not Rants. Rants is a lovely fella from all accounts and purposes. I don't know him, but if he works at Mark, he must be a nice guy, because Mark wouldn't surround himself with dickheads. So I have no doubt that Rants is an absolute top fella. I just met his brother, Expressions, and he was the same guy. So, but yeah, Mr. Double Initials, fuck him. I think you're a good football fan. You're not blessed. You give your honest opinions on everything. Thank you. I appreciate that. We're all just football fans. That's what I've always tried to do with this channel. None of us are experts. None of us have a special level of knowledge that we bestow upon everybody else. We're just here to share opinions, and we're just here to talk about the club that we all love. Well, most of us in the chat love. Other people have other clubs, but the league and the sport that we all love. Rafa the Gaffer, how are you, mate? Great to have you back in. Imagine the scenes if Liverpool win not only the title but the Champions League, said Param. Oh, mate. I'm almost welling up here thinking about it. Even the Premier League, man. Even the Premier League would do me. Oh, fucking hell, if we win the Premier League. It's mad how... See, I don't know what it means to Manchester City fans to win the Premier League. Maybe we should ask the three of them, but I don't know what it means to them, but I absolutely know what it means to our fan base, because we've all spent, some of us, 29 years dreaming about it. God, it'd be a thing of beauty. Yeah. The thumbnail, if we win the league, the thumbnail for the show where we win the league that could be the thing that gets us thrown off YouTube, because we won't hide from that. We are going to, like, people say we're going to be unbearable. I'm going to be unbearable, but even on my own channel, but I'm going to be unbearable. I will probably read a scroll worth of fuck yous on that stream. Okay, what else we got? You're an expert on crisps. Yes, I will say that. Yes, mate. I mean, I'm not an expert on football. Much like everybody else, I'm just a fan. But fuck me, when it comes to cheese and onion crisps, I'm putting my foot down. I'm absolutely an expert. Look at me. I look like a man who's had many a bag of crisps. If Liverpool win the league, it could be part of something big for the club. And does everybody else feel this way? Great point, Christopher. Does everybody else feel this way? If we get this first one over the line, that the floodgates will open, and I'm not saying we're going to have a period of domination, but we're going to be winning things consistently for the next few years. Does everybody feel that way? That just there's this massive milestone or millstone, whatever you want to call it, around our neck, and once that's ripped off and those shackles are released, it'll come a lot easier to us. I fully believe that one. Craig, you gonna pop a bottle of bubbly if City draw tomorrow? No, I'll celebrate with one of these, as I always do, mate. Diet Coke all the way, or Diet Chav as we call it on here. Although over in Liverpool, I've already been warned in advance that I'm going to have to babysit Connor and October when we're over in Liverpool, because Connor plans on being absolutely, to use an Irish phrase here, flutered. I don't know if everybody else understands that, but locked, drunk, pissed, whatever you want to call it. And October reckons she'll be the same. So all I've asked both of them is, between the two of them, if they can form a tripod and hold the fucking camera still, then that's grand. Get as drunk as you want. I don't care if they have to prop each other up, as long as one of them can hold the camera still so we can talk to it, then we're all good. Do you like steak? Yes. I can't cook it for shit. It's actually beef, and I would consider myself a decent enough cook, but I can't cook beef. I don't know what it is. I always kill beef when I try and cook it. But yeah, I do love a steak. Bring on keto crisps. I don't know what they are. If we're talking about ketogenesis, I absolutely know what that is, Rod. I didn't know if that's what you were talking about, as in no carb crisps. It's not like United, City and Chelsea fans were not unbearable when they won the Premier League title. That's the thing. I don't begrudge any fan celebrating. If City win the Premier League, I hope their fans fucking celebrate till, I don't know, till the four of them are absolute. Well, I said three earlier on. Till the three of them are absolutely exhausted. If United win the league, go at it. Well, not this year, obviously, but go celebrate. Same with us. If we win the league, of course we're going to celebrate. We'll just do it better than everybody else. I'm just saying that just to get a little bit of arrogance across, so people can go, I fucking knew it. I knew those bastards were arrogant. I think we'll win it next year regardless. We're only going to get stronger, said Kevin, the expert. I actually don't eat eggs. Funny story, Stig. I don't eat eggs. I look like an egg. I look like the white Cadbury's cream egg. I don't eat them though. I've been thinking about starting a Liverpool channel on YouTube. Just timing is hard. What I'd say, mate, is just go with it. If you're gonna do it, do it. And the only advice, Louis, not that you're asking for my advice, buddy, but the only advice I'd ever give anybody that's starting a YouTube channel is to just try and be consistent. Be you and be consistent. I think people appreciate that consistency. If you say you're gonna stream. Obviously something can happen in your life that means you can't stream. People are forgiving, but if you start a channel, just try and be consistent in whatever it is that you do. I asked for egg and chips in America and they served me egg and crisps. Yeah, I can absolutely see that happening. Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. They do call them chips, don't they? When they're talking about crisps, yeah. Yeah, that's just weird though, isn't it? I mean, I'm trying to imagine your face as the plate came out to you with egg and fucking crisps on it. No. We'll dominate for a very long time with Klopp, said Imran Khan. LFC will start a dynasty period after we win the league. I love that word, dynasty. It's such a lovely word, isn't it? What really gets me wondering is, for years we've had to stand by and receive the Fergie years, and now those plastics and dodgy cities, as soon as we get near, the hatred of us flies at us. Yes, That's it. And as Farrell said to me before when we met up, football is cyclical, and you get your little 5, 7, 8 years of domination, maybe 10 if you're lucky, and then something usually happens and somebody else comes along and your club gets a bit arrogant or lackluster and things fall away and somebody else comes up, and we're on the up now, and Manchester United are on the downward spiral as things stand. Fuck them. I don't know, honestly, I know that sounds rude, but I don't care what City fans or United fans, because they don't want us to succeed. The same way I've always said to you guys, I don't care about trolls on here, because they don't want you to succeed. They don't want us to do well. They don't want their team to do well. They don't want the channel to do well. They don't want you guys to do well. So fuck them. Give our time to Liverpool fans that want the club to do well. And same when it comes to celebrating. Just pay attention to the Liverpool fans that want the club to win. And enjoy your time with them, and enjoy your time interacting with those guys in social media. If you want to drop into an L United chat every now and again just to drop a bomb in and walk off. By bomb, clearly I'm talking about like winding them up here. I'm not talking about anything physical. I'm not talking about explosions. Please do not pick me up wrong on that. Yeah, just go in, drop a truth bomb, shall we say, and just disappear. And just watch it go, and just watch them all lose their fucking minds. Because we have some great trolls in our fan base, in Liverpool's fan base. We've got some good trolls. Jason Cundy has to be the top of the fuck you scroll. Did anybody see him celebrating the goal against Spurs? He was a Spurs player, was he not? No, I know he had the majority of his career at Chelsea, but Cundy played for Spurs, did he not? Yeah, he was celebrating a Manchester City goal against the club that he represented, blatantly in the TalkSport studios. I'm not sure if anybody else has seen the video of this. It tells you everything about that little fraud. Everything about him. That he was celebrating a goal against his club, for a club he played for. Excuse me, I know he's a Chelsea fan. Against a club he played for a club he's got no association with. A club that is fucking over FFP. A club that, look, we could go into the reasons why we should all not like Manchester City, but that did not sit well with me. And I already hated that man. Hated him before that. Now, I don't even want to tell you my feelings towards him. We're going to win the double, said Jack C. What's your prediction for the Derby game tomorrow? Glenn, my honest answer, mate, is a 2-1 City win. That's what my head says. My heart obviously wants them to drop points. Cunty, the driver of the hate train, said Red Hulk. Liverpool do truth trolling and it really triggers them, it's a really good phrase actually, Joe. Truth trolling, yes. Mane Man said United can turn up for big games. I think they have a good chance of winning. City are not gods. Spurs had a good what's this? Spurs are no gods. Sorry, or City are no gods. Spurs had a lot of one-on-ones versus them, but United bottled them. Have you seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has actually come out and spoken about Manchester City basically fouling to stop teams counter-attacking? Have you seen that in the news today? Cundy is anti-Liverpool, can't stand the prick. I don't even think he's I wouldn't even stop at anti-Liverpool, Paul. I would go as far as to say he's anti-outside of fucking London, pretty much. The shit from Cundy, or that shit from Cundy, isn't it? Yes, I'd never celebrate a goal against Liverpool or ever want us to win. I want us to beat Blackburn, even though it might have won United the title. Do you know what? I fully believe you, mate. I honestly do. And I fully believe that the majority of Manchester United fans will want them to win tomorrow because it's a derby and they need to qualify for the Champions League. Will tomorrow be the first time you cheer for United? I like to think of it that I'm cheering against City. Maybe that make me feel a little bit better. Will it be near Anfield where we meet up? I don't know, Scotty, mate, is the honest answer. If somebody says to us, we'd like you guys to come in and do something in our pub, then if that pub's in the city centre, then we'll be at the city centre. If somebody offers us a room and say, look, you guys can meet up here in a pub in the city centre, then it'll be in the city centre. If we get something going up around Anfield somewhere, then yep, we'll be up there. That's why I was saying earlier on, mate, I just don't know yet what's happening. I mean, we're not big enough to go and command, march in somewhere and go, fuck it, we're doing a live show here. Get out of the way, everybody. We have arrived. I mean, you know, we're not Red Men. We're not the Anfield Rap. We're just little old us. I agree with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, said Prez. Man City just have too much money. Craig, I know you don't play FIFA, but I'd love you to try it. Maybe Liverpool career mode. There's a good chance I will start playing FIFA on Crack on our other channel from next season or from over the summer. I've spoken about it a bit with Connor, and I probably will. I have a PS4. I've got an Xbox One. I don't. The kids do, so they are there. Glory, glory, Man United, said Rafa. Oh God, I felt dirty even saying that, mate. Yep, you're right, Craig. Anything up north he hates. Tactical fouling is a good method, to be fair. It is. No, it absolutely is, but are they getting enough bookings for it? I don't know what... Yeah, it is, absolutely. And there's been many a time I've screamed at our players to take somebody down when there's a counter-attack on. Param said Pogba scoring a screamer tomorrow. Let me just check. I think I have a couple more little bits and pieces. Oh, yes. Lorenzo Insigne. We spoke about him yesterday on the stream. He's somebody that a lot of people wanted Liverpool to perhaps take a look at. Well, Lorenzo Insigne's agent and full-time leech on the game, Mino Raiola, favours a move for his client to Paris Saint-Germain. Now, I wonder why that might be. Might it be because there'd be a fucking truckload of money in it for Mino Raiola, perhaps? Because nobody can tell me that Lorenzo Insigne going to PSG is because he fancies progressing in his footballing career. Yeah, he'll win the French League. Yeah, he'll win the French Cup. But he ain't winning the fucking Champions League because PSG are never going to win the Champions League. So as soon as I hear a player wants to move to PSG, now this is his agent, not the player. I'm talking about Mino Raiola, who is one of probably the three biggest drains on the game. He takes more money out, but him and a couple of other agents take more money out of this fucking sport than they should. And it really winds me up because while agents do a great job a lot of the time for their clients, they get paid far too much fucking money from our clubs, and it comes out of your pocket, it comes out of my pocket, it puts the cost of your shirts up, it puts the cost of your season tickets up, and it disgusts me. So to hear that leech is looking to manoeuvre a move for his client to Paris Saint-Germain, the article didn't say Lorenzo Insigne wants a move to Paris Saint-Germain and Mino Raiola is going to try and negotiate or facilitate that move. No, it said, and I'll read it again, Mino Raiola, his agent, favours a move for his client to Paris Saint-Germain. Now, I'm sure you guys know who Mino Raiola is. If you don't, Google him. He represents an awful lot of top-level footballers. Balotelli, I think he represents Pogba, Insigne, and I couldn't even tell you. The list is that long, I couldn't even remember anymore. But, yeah, it's wrong. Wrong. And any player that moves to PSG does so for one reason and one reason only, and that is a payday. Okay, where else we got? I want Sterling to slip. Insigne's too old because we already have three 27-year-olds up front. We need a younger player to back them up, said SDC. I just don't think he's good enough, mate, personally. I also agree with you actually on the age bracket thing. I just don't think Insigne is good enough, consistent enough, proven enough. I've watched a lot of Napoli while Sarri was there and since when Carlo Ancelotti's been there, and he's just too fucking hit and miss. He just tries to take everything on himself. I don't know if he feels like he has to be the man at Napoli because it's his hometown club, but to me, he's just too hit and miss. Rod said they shall be known as the part-time scum if they win against City tomorrow, but I'm not holding my breath. Does Lucas play football? My son Lucas? No, not yet. Hopefully, someday. He's got good hand-eye coordination though, so maybe we could make a goalkeeper out of him, yeah. What's your prediction for the derby game tomorrow? 2-1 unfortunately to City, mate, is my honest answer, and I always give you guys my honest answer. How many points do you think Alisson has saved the Reds this season? Oh, Andy, it's a difficult one to quantify off the top of my head. He kept us in the Champions League. That one we can't argue against. His save, was it from Milik right at the end against Napoli, was sensational. I don't know, buddy, but 19 clean sheets speaks for itself. And I know the clean sheets aren't all down to Alisson. They're down to the back four. And actually, do you know what? We should probably include the entire team because we defend from the front a lot of the time as well. But he's been a breath of fresh air. I'm so happy to have him at the club. Connor asked me earlier on to name my Premier League team of the season, and I had no hesitation in putting him in goal. And I'm not saying he's the best keeper in the world. I just think 19 clean sheets. You cannot argue against that. So he's been brilliant, and I don't know. But I tell you what, more than any keeper I can remember since maybe Pepe Reina. And I mean prime Pepe Reina. Charlie Crampsey says, City to lose tomorrow 2-1 at Old Trafford. United will surprise them because they want to bounce back against City. City will not win. They will drop points. I can assure you that. You'll never walk alone. Justice for the 96. Mate, I sincerely hope you're right. I mean, I'll even take a draw. I don't care. I mean, I honestly won't even... From my rough maths, very rough, I don't think there's too much of a difference between Manchester City drawing or losing that game when it comes to it because of the goal difference. If City lost and we drew, that puts us level on points and they take us on goal difference, if my maths is correct here off the top of my head. So just drop any points will do me, any points whatsoever. It means we still need to be perfect, I think, right through to the end of the season. But it's not out of the question if they drop points at Old Trafford tomorrow that they might drop more points. I don't think that's out of the question. If they feel like it's getting away from them, maybe they might drop some more. I don't know. There's just so much on this game tomorrow, isn't there? Just put kid to bed. Hope he doesn't cough all night again. Buddy, I've been there. I hope is it he? He did say he. Yes, I hope he is okay, mate, and I hope the cough goes away. There's nothing worse than when your child is sick like that and you can't do anything to help. It makes you feel so vulnerable as a parent. So I wish your son the best. I hope the cough goes away. Insignia's too short, said Alpha G. Would have had Insignia a couple of seasons ago. Mane streets ahead, said Red Hulk. I'd absolutely agree with that. Raiola also represents Latan, said Cast Strength. I'm too scared about the Wolves game. I don't know, mate. If it's in our hands, last day of the season, Wolves rock up to Anfield, I don't think there's any stopping us. It doesn't matter who's there. You could put prime Barcelona in front of us last day of the season if it's in our own hands at Anfield, and I still feel we're getting over the line. Amandeep said Merson predicted 4-0 to City. I did see that, mate. I actually sent Connor a screenshot of that earlier on. So you can be guaranteed something tomorrow. And that was his reply back to me, Amandeep. Connor said, well, if he predicted that, the opposite usually happens. So you can take it to the bank that they'll get something from the game. This is why people like ourselves wanted Alisson over the likes of Pope and Oblak. Anybody who's watched this stream for a long time knows that all last summer I was banging the drum for us to sign Alisson Becker over Jan Oblak. And it wasn't because I didn't think Jan Oblak was a great keeper. Jan Oblak is an outstanding goalkeeper. I just think Alisson suited our system better the same way Ederson suits Manchester City system. As a United fan, this is so tough. I'm going 2-1 United, said BCSS Tragana. You're doing the right thing though, mate, because you guys have something to play for, and I'm sure you want Champions League football at Old Trafford next season. United don't want Liverpool to win the league, so they'll let City win. No, they won't. The fans might want it to happen, but the board, the manager and the players, their careers are on the line here. I have a feeling that it'll be a draw. If it wasn't at Old Trafford, it would be a different game, said SDC. I think you're right about it being a completely different game, which is why I had no hope that Spurs were going to do something at the Etihad. I just feel it's the away games that Manchester City might come unstuck in if they were to come unstuck. What else have we got? Everyone's saying United will let them win. Why would they? Would they want to lose their top 4 spots to their rivals? No, stop being so stupid. United will want to win, and they will win or draw, said Charlie. What do you reckon the story with Shaqiri is? Ooh, I don't know, mate. My version is, and this is just my opinion, is that he's not good enough. Don't mind him being in the squad. Sound about that. Is he going to accept being a bit part player? And by the looks of it, a very bit part player. I don't know. Whatever we can say, Jurgen Klopp doesn't seem to fancy him at this moment in time. Maybe he just doesn't trust him in the run-in. Maybe he thinks next season he'll hit the ground running, it'll be even better. I don't know. It just doesn't seem that at this moment in time, for whatever reason, Jurgen Klopp seems to believe or trust in him on the big occasion. And that's all I can really say because I don't know the truth. City will beat United, Burnley and Brighton but drop points against Leicester, said Glenn. I'll take that, mate. I would take that. Okay, what else we got? We'll win all our games from now on. 99% of the teams we're playing, their heads will be on the beach, said Liam. I'm similar to you, mate. I think the same. Newcastle, absolutely safe. Almiron out as well for them for the rest of the season. Wolves, no cup final. Maybe they'll have an outside chance of Europe. I don't know at that point, but I still think we'll have them. We'll be too good for them on the day. Who do you think will win the derby tomorrow? Honestly, John, I've said this all day. I'm not going to change my mind. I think City will win it 2-1. I want them to drop points. Of course I do. And we will be doing a watch along. As a reminder, 7:45 tomorrow. We'll be doing a watch along of that one. So I hope you can join us. Again, as you can see, we've just about gone past 12,050 subs. So if you are here and you haven't subscribed, please do hit that button. Let's see how far we can get before the season ends. I never thought we'd be up at 12k. Just to remind everyone, we did say when the season started, if we got 5,000 subscribers in our first year, we'd be delighted. Then we got to 10,000. Then we got to 11. Somehow we've gotten to 12. Fuck knows what will happen over the last 3 weeks, but let's keep going. Please do keep hitting that button, because the bigger the community we can get on here, the more fun we can have, the more Reds we get to meet. And that's what we started it for. It was to meet Liverpool fans from around the world. It was never a money-making exercise. Anybody that knows me since day one on the channel will know I couldn't give a shit about money. I even forget half the time to talk about merchandise or to talk about Patreon or anything like that, because it doesn't fucking interest me. It really doesn't interest me. I'm only interested in talking to fans and having fun. Yeah, so I'll admit I do like having a go with the odd troll. Alright, hands up, fair enough. You've got me on that one. I do like a bit of troll bashing every now and again. Do you think City will do the double? The domestic cup double? Yeah, fuck it, they can have that. If we can have the real double, do you know what I mean? The real double. Who else we got in? How does it feel that you're going to bottle the league again? It kind of feels like, and let me just try and explain this as best as I can, you view. It kind of feels like you're a fucking moron that clearly either has never seen a pair of boobs in his life, maybe you're her, I don't know, still stand over the boobs thing, or you're just an idiot that's come in for a little bit of fun trolling because your life's so empty that you've no reason to try and put some positivity into the world. But let me school you, because I like to do this every now and again. We could finish this season on 97 points. You fucking Neanderthal. 97 points. A points tally that would have won the Premier League every year except last season. A points tally that is absolutely phenomenal. And we won't win the league. And that's okay. We'll hold our hands up and say that's okay. Well done, Manchester City. Congratulations if they win the league. But little fools like you that have the cheek to say bottle it, when I don't know what club you support, mate. I'm guessing probably United, but look, I'm guessing. 97 points is a tally that you fuckers would only dream of at this moment in time. And I'm holding that for whoever you support. To call us bottlers just shows your absolute lack of intelligence, integrity, respect, knowledge. I could keep going here, you view, but the fact is, mate, I've wasted enough of my time on you. I've wasted enough of these wonderful people's time on you. You're clearly a fucking moron. TTFN. Are you planning to stream when the season's over? Yes, Alpha G. We're gonna stream right through the summer. We're a 12 month a year channel. We're not gonna stop streaming. We'll be doing transfer news over the summer. We've got some good news. We'll be doing some podcasts along the way as well. Chris, Cash, Dave, Tom, probably drag Brian's ass in as well and get him to do it. We're probably going to start up our podcast again for next season. Now Chris and Tom, I think, are just going to come on for a catch up at the end of the season, a once off kind of to say hi to everybody. But yeah, from next season we're hoping that we start a podcast again, video podcast, so you'll be able to see everybody. If we do it, it will be pre-recorded, so because it's very difficult to do a live podcast with the chat open and stuff in it, because you're distracted. You want to read out people's comments, you want to let people's opinions be heard. So we'll probably pre-record it, or else just close off comments, one or the other, just for the podcast. But yeah, to answer your question, 100% we'll be here all summer. Hopefully have a little catch up with Boya a few times over the summer as well. Maybe a chat with Mark or two. Connor and I may even go out and about and do some travelling and interview some people. Let's wait and see. But yeah, we'll definitely be going. What would I do? Do you know what I mean? What would I do over the summer if I wasn't on here chatting to you guys? Okay, what else we got? Stop, he's dead already. Craig swings the Excalibur. We need to copy Manchester City's win streak last season. Yeah, I mean, look, as I said earlier on, if City win this title now, they'll have won it with 98 points probably, and they will probably have to have won 14 games in a row to win the title. We've made them do that. So if they win the title, as much as I despise the way the club has been funded, I will absolutely congratulate them on it, because it's a job well done to Pep Guardiola and his players. If they win the title, I'll be the first on here to congratulate them, because I'm not a bitter fuck. 98 points, if they win it, is an outstanding points total, and they deserve to be congratulated, and I will congratulate them. But if they lose it and we win it, whoo, we'll have some fun. Barca don't want us, said Moaz. Is it Moaz? Excuse me if I mispronounce your name. Max said only City have ever gotten more points. Yeah, 100 points last season, buddy. Well, that was an outstanding achievement, to be fair. I mean, we're up against probably the strongest assembled squad in the history of the Premier League. I read an article that said that Liverpool will have amassed more points than the Arsenal Invincibles team got, and we could still lose the league. But that's okay, because all that matters is who's at the top. If City are at the top, well done to them. If we're at the top, well done to us. The league table doesn't lie. You play 38 games over the course of a season. Whoever's at the top at the end of it deserves to win it. It's as simple as that. If we don't win it this year, we're going to be close next year. We're going to be there or thereabouts, because we're not going anywhere. We're here for the next 5, 6, 7 years, because I think the squad that we have is only going to get stronger. De Bruyne is injured for City. Yes, he is definitely out of tomorrow's game. He's been ruled out. Guardiola has said that Kevin De Bruyne won't make that game tomorrow, which, you know, you'd never want to wish an injury on a player, but, you know, it does weaken Manchester City having no Kevin De Bruyne. Craig, if you had to go back to a moment in Liverpool's history, what would it be? Obviously, it would be back to Istanbul, mate, because I was there. I was lucky enough to be there. If I had to change a moment in Liverpool history, it would probably be the first game that I ever remember watching of Liverpool, the one that made me fall in love, when they lost 2-0 to Arsenal at Anfield to give Arsenal the league title. Was it Michael Thomas that scored that second goal for Arsenal? I always get confused. It was Michael Thomas, wasn't it? Yeah, that. I'd probably run on the pitch or something, streak, just to have the play stop, so that wouldn't happen. Craig, the United 99 team are the current City team. I think the United 99 by a country mile. It's really hard to make that argument either way, because nostalgia, and when we look back on players like that 1999 team were absolutely brilliant. No two ways about it. I think we'll look back on this City team in 10 or 15 years. I mean, regardless of the money, we'll look back on the players and the way they went about playing the game. It's a difficult one, mate. We're talking about two very, very good squads of players there. That United team in 99 were brilliant. The Arsenal Invincibles did a great thing going unbeaten as well. That City team breaking 100 points last year, that was a phenomenal achievement as well. And we've had to push them. We pushed them all the way this year again to have to nearly hit that points total. What else we got? De Bruyne injured. Yes, he is injured for tomorrow's game. 100% ruled out of the game by Pep Guardiola. The Invincible Arsenal got 90 points. So there you go. Win one more game and we'll have eclipsed that. Do you think Jurgen's here for the long term? Yes, boy, I do. I honestly think he'll see out his contract. I don't know if he'll extend it. I don't know. But I think he'll see out the contract that he signed right down to the last day. That game gives me nightmares, said Christine Nolan, and a couple of people just saying yes, it was Michael Thomas. God, look at that. I actually remember something correctly. It was a toss-up between him and Mark Walters in my head, but I went with Michael Thomas. Did Walters even play for Arsenal? I know he played for us, but I don't know. Sometimes I get confused. My memory, I'm getting old and all that. I was there in the Kop, said Gonads. Wow. It must have been tough, mate. That must have been tough. Never knew you were in Istanbul. Yes, I was in Istanbul and I was in Athens as well, mate. Two obviously very contrasting sets of emotions for those 2 nights, but I actually think we deserve. We probably won the game we deserved not to win, and lost the game I thought we deserved to win, if that makes any sense. Now look, you wouldn't swap them around because Istanbul is outstanding, but yeah, I was there and I was in Rome or Athens as well. Didn't get anywhere near Kiev last year, just couldn't afford it, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I've been lucky that I had those 2. I'll never forget those 2. Even if I never get to another major final or anything in my lifetime, I'll never forget there. I'll never forget paying it off as well. I mean, I'll never forget paying back the credit union. I was born 3 months after Istanbul, said Ben. Best choice I ever made. Sonia Ruiz said, if United get a draw or win in 90 minutes, do you think United fans will clap or boo? Of course they'll clap. They'll have beaten their city or taken points off their city rivals. They'll have boosted their chance of a top 4. It's going to be nerve-wracking. United just need to get through the first 10 minutes without conceding. Just do that. I'm sick of seeing City score inside the first 10 minutes lately. Oh yes, so before I forget, and I nearly forgot about this, 2 more little bits and pieces before we finish up. Firstly, Stephen Corker, who had a loan period at the Reds, has been named in the Turkish Super League Team of the Week. Now, you guys probably remember Stephen Corker playing centre forward for the Reds at one point, but it's great to see Stephen Corker doing so well after his, and I think it's okay to say this because he was public about it, his battles with mental health issues. It's so good to see him be back playing at a very high level and named in Turkey's Team of the Week as well, or Turkey's Super League Team of the Week. I'm delighted for him. He's battled his demons. He's come back. He's playing at the top level. He's gone over to Turkey to do it. He's playing with Alanyaspor, and congratulations to him. It's a lovely story, and another story that just shows just keep battling, just keep plugging away. We all might have our own demons, our own stuff, our own battles to fight, but Stephen Corker's clearly a fighter, and he kept fighting, and he's fighting his way back, and nothing but love, and I wish him all the best. Top lad, I wish him all the best. I was so happy to read that today, because I always wondered actually, after I read that he was struggling, what was going to happen, and to see him in Turkey, it's good. I'm so happy. Also, Liverpool have released the details of the pre-season tour of America this summer. So the Reds are going to be playing against Borussia Dortmund on July the 19th in Notre Dame Stadium in Indiana. We're going to be playing Sevilla then on July 21st at Fenway Park, which is of course in Boston. And then we're going to be playing against Sporting on July 21st in the Yankee Stadium in the beautiful city of New York. So yeah, if you're an American fan, the dates are confirmed now. Hopefully you get a chance to go and see the Reds. I know October is going to try and drive, I think she said 10 hours perhaps to go and see them. But yeah, so they have been confirmed. July 19th, July 21st, July 24th, Notre Dame Stadium, Fenway Park and Yankee Stadium, just to confirm. Fair play to Stephen Corker, said Boya. Go Corker, said Lee. Am I doing a watch along for the United City game? Yes, Glenn, I am. We're going to be starting at about 7:40 tomorrow. I love the way you deal with trolls. Thank you. That's the thing though. I think, how do I say this? I always try to be respectful to people that show respect, Muaz. But if people come in and don't show that respect, they're not just disrespecting myself or Connor or Liverpool. They're disrespecting everybody in the chat that makes the chat what it is. And I really, really want this to be a place where Liverpool fans or fans of any football club can come and chat openly about the sport that we all love in a safe environment. I'm also aware that we have some minors that come onto the channel, and whilst I'm not going to stop swearing, sorry, I always try to keep those in mind as well, and I want to make sure as a parent myself that they don't have to be abused when they're in here by other people coming in. People come in and banter us, that's sound. But I'm very mindful of the fact that I want this chat to stay as great as it has been. And that's kind of why I go off on trolls. Probably shouldn't do it. I probably should just kick them out. But I also enjoy it a little bit, if I'm being honest. It lets me get my own frustrations out on people that fucking deserve it, if I'm being honest. Right, a couple more bits and pieces. Let me just go through a few more comments. Yes, I've gone through all the notes. Cocker was a centre forward for about 2 weeks. Yeah, do you remember that? Stephen Cocker up centre forward. Kloppo not messing about there. Get up there, Stephen. Get up there, centre forward. Mo's in New York City right now. Said gonads. I'd seen the post with the 2 pizzas actually. Fucking starving after looking at them. When does next season's fixtures come out? I believe in July. Garrus, I believe it's the start of July. I could be wrong, but from memory I think it's July. Craig, when we win the league, how long are we going to stream for? I don't know, mate. The summer? Perhaps? I don't know. Something very long. Right, look, ladies and gents, I'm going to call that a night. Again, if you're watching, you like the stream, please do subscribe to the channel. All the content's free. Also, if you can do me one thing before you head off, put a thumbs up on the old stream. Actually, yes, Jamie Todd said 7 seconds Shane Long scored tonight, the fastest ever goal in the Premier League. And what makes the goal even more remarkable is that Watford kicked off and Shane Long still scored within 7 seconds. That's what makes it even more remarkable. So, yeah, look, congratulations to Shane Long on that. 7 seconds, it's nuts. Look, ladies and gents, tomorrow night, 7:40 for the watch along. If you want to join us for that one, I don't know if I'm going to be even able to speak. I'm going to be that nervous, but I'll try my best to get through it. I hope you can join us for it. 7:40, massive game, even though we're not playing. It is a massive game of the season. We'll have our post-match show after that as well. So if you can't make it for the watch along, just know that at 10 o'clock tomorrow we'll have a late night agenda. Thank you as always for your time. I appreciate it. I apologise again for my little outburst earlier on. It probably was a little bit over the top, so I always like to hold my hands up. Look, take care of your families. Tell your loved ones that you love them, and up the motherfucking